Hello everyone, I am Erika of BEADIngschool.com and you are watching my weekly open beading workshop, No One Has to Bead Alone. Today we are going to bead a beaded bead, and that's actually a first in the history, in a year and a half long history of No One Has to Bead Alone. Usually we bead earrings, pendants, whatever different kind of motifs that you can make into what your heart desires at the moment, but we have never made a beaded bead. So yeah, let's remember today for the first beaded bead of No One Has to Bead Alone. I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can see me. Please, Kathy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it that you let me know. That's always like a rock is falling from my heart when I know that you can hear me and see me and I don't have to restart and turn on and off and reboot everything 5 times. Wonderful. So you can watch today's open workshop from the Beading School Facebook page and also from the Beading School Club. And you can download the printable file that will make following the workshop easier for you from no-one-has-to-beadalone.com. And let's see, Donna is here with us, Verle is here, Cheryl is here, Janine, Kathy, Faye, Aniko is here, Honey, Sarah is here, Tanya, Kathy, Anna, Deb, Nancy is here, Jessica is here, Claire, Shirley, Corinne. Welcome, ladies. Martina is here also. Again, bidders from all around the world. So wonderful. And Monica and Antoinette is here, and Maria is here too. So today we are going to bead the dragonfly's body, a beaded bead that I named the dragonfly's body. And what inspired it? It comes, as most of my jewels, as all of my jewels recently, it comes from the Magic Garden box, which is our first Beading School Academy box. And the beautiful vintage turquoise dragonfly that you can see on the picture. And I am also looking for one here so I can show it to you. That was included in the Fuchsia Magic Garden box, which was inspired by the Art Nouveau theme. And yeah, all the beads first came the little beaded bead that indeed is the dragonfly's body on the picture. I will show it to you in a little bit bigger version. Here it is. So I really wanted to show you a way how you can include this beautiful dragonfly charm into a piece of jewel, because like, oh my god, like this is one of my favorite pieces from the box. Like if you look at the wings, then I think they are just so beautiful. The color, the pattern on the wing, and it's a good size, good shape. However, the dragonfly, it doesn't have a loop on its head, so it's, thank you so much, coffee just came. Say hi to Adam, everyone, please.
Hi everyone.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome.
So, I really wanted to show you a way how you can include the dragonfly into your beading. So, as I said, it's not that easy because it does not have a little loop on its head. So, you need to attach it by beading through those little pieces above the wings. And yeah, then after like attaching it to the cabochon, and I decorated it with a rhinestone, a PRECIOSA Suwon rhinestone, then I thought that it will also be nice to add something to its body. So in the meanwhile, I was playing with some fire polished beads and BICONE beads and seed beads, which were left over from my Magic Garden box. And then I was just playing with it. And then I thought like, oh my God, this is good. So I ended up gluing the little beaded bead to the butterfly's body. So what I did, that I put on the beaded bead, I pushed it all the way to the wings as far as I could. Then I applied some 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐂, and then I pulled down the beaded bead into the 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐂. So the round 11 MIYUKI seed beads that are in the bottom row of the little beaded bead, they are glued to the butterfly. And then I thought like, okay, we need to do something like this for No One Has to Bead Alone, but I want you to do something fancier and harder and more challenging. So we are going to bead the big beaded bead today. And then in the instructions, you will find between the tips and tricks, there's always a section with tips and tricks and some personal advice. So at the bottom, you can also find what are the sizes that I used for the small beaded bead. And if you bead the big beaded bead, you will be 100% prepared to bead the small one. So in the meanwhile, hi Karina and Belinda, we have a Facebook user. You need to click the link. I'm sorry if you have clicked it in the past, you will need to do it again. Kata, is that you? Irene is here. Usually Kata needs to click every week. Poor Kata. Then Irene and Nicolene is here. Jennifer is here, and Anne. And more Facebook users where I don't see the names. Natalie is here. Anna, Daniele, Emmy is here. Belinda, Vania, Nicolene, I see you. Okay, so let's look at the material list. If you haven't done it yet, then please download the tutorial. No, Nicolene, you are not the Facebook user. Nicolene is Nicolene today. And hi, Susie. So let's look at the material list. And if you haven't done it yet, then please head over to noonehas2beadalone.com and download the printable file. I know that in the morning there was some trouble with the support version of the tutorial. If you decided to support today's broadcast, then thank you so much. And if you haven't succeeded to download the file, then please just download the free file so you can start working, and drop an email to us to info@beadingschool.com and material list. So I will already put on my hand camera. And hi Niti, and hi Ludka. Oh, wonderful company today. So this is how I'm not happy yet for 100%, but this is like a work in progress stage of my Dragonfly's body big beaded bead. And let's look at it, that what do you need for it? You will need some 3 and 4 millimeter PRECIOSA BICONE beads. The 3 millimeter ones are at the bottom and at the top. The 4 millimeter ones are in the middle behind the Suwon rhinestones. You will also need some 3 millimeter check fire polished beads. I used 2 different colors. You can go for 1 color, you can use 2 colors, up to you. And you also need some SS16 4 millimeter PRECIOSA Suwon rhinestones. I have the purple velvet ones in silver setting, and I'm absolutely in love with them. I love purple velvet. I think that's my favorite purple shade. From the seed beads, you need round 11 and round 15 MIYUKI seed beads. And you also need size 11 MIYUKI DELICA seed beads. Then the rest is up to you. You can make it. We were chatting a bit about in the Beading School Club about our favorite ways of using beaded beads. And there are many opportunities. You can make them into necklace, earrings, key hangers as faded. So depending on the type of your jewelry, you will also need some metal findings. And hi, Veronica. So ladies, if you are ready to go, then let's get started. We have lots of work to do today. I hope so. Okay, Jessica says that she can hear me. Okay. Okay, wonderful. I'm actually on a different computer now. Mine just died, but it's nice to have an IT guy at home. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies. This was some emergency situation. In the meanwhile, I switched into a completely different computer with all the webcams, with the microphone and everything. And let's get started. It's not your Wi-Fi. It's not your Wi-Fi. This was me. This was me and my very, very, very old computer. I need to get a new one. So, okay, let's get started. Thank you so much for waiting for me. So the beaded bead, Dragonfly's body, beaded bead, the big one. We are going to work with prismatic right angle weave. I hope that you are familiar with the basics of right angle weave and cubic right angle weave, and then all will be well. But even if not, then I am trying to say everything in a very simple way. So I hope that you can, that I can help you through all the steps. I know that these techniques, these stitches tend to be challenging for some. In the meanwhile, hi Ty and hi Sharon. So let's get started. This is, so sorry ladies, I have to ground myself for 5 seconds to get focused again. This was really an SOS situation with like a ninja team working with the cables and computers and screen and everything. So, hi Chris also. So, Vela says she knows row and crow, so that means she's familiar with the 2D right angle weave and then with cubic right angle weave. And the difference between cubic right angle weave and prismatic right angle weave that we are going to work with today is that with cubic right angle weave, we make little cubes. So when we start, then we pick up 4 beads, and the little room, the little house that we are building, it is a cube. The floor, the ceiling, the walls, everything are square shaped. And then when we work with prismatic right angle weave, then if we think about like building little houses, then prismatic right angle weave, when we start to build fancy stuff like castles. So after cubic right angle weave and ordinary cube-shaped houses, this time the prismatic right angle weave brings us a shape for which the floor and the ceiling are hexagonal. So in every round, we will pick up 6 beads for the floor, 6 beads for the walls, 6 beads for the ceiling. And the walls of the little, the walls of our castle, they are always square shaped. So yeah, let's get started with the floor of the first level of this dragonfly's body beaded bead. That means that we pick up 6 pieces of the round 11 seed beads. 6 pieces, and then we bead through all the 6 beads one more time. Hi Christine, welcome, and thank you so much Nicolene. And hi Brit Marie. I also want to thank Gunel and Niti who were helping me to proofread today's tutorial. That was a big help to make sure that everything is all right with it. So I have now my hexagonal floor of the building. And now I will pick up a 3mm BICONE bead for the wall. I pick up a 3mm fire polished bead for the ceiling, and one more 3mm BICONE bead for the other wall. And then I bead through the round 11 seed bead that my thread is hanging from, and also through the next one. So I built already the first wall of my castle. And now I pick up another BICONE bead, I pick up another fire polished bead, and then I bead down through the first BICONE towards the round 11 beads. I bead through the round 11 that my thread is hanging from, and also through the next one, which is after the exit point of my thread. And when I pull my thread, then you see that 2 walls of my little castle are built now. And this is how I go all around. 1 BICONE bead, 1 fire polished bead, the first one for the wall, the next one, the fire polished bead for the ceiling, and then I bead through 2 round 11 beads, 1 before the exit point and 1 after the exit point of my thread. Fourth one. And hi, Chris. Good morning to you. I added 5 walls already. When I look at my fire polished beads, then I know that I still need to add 1 more fire polished bead. However, I see that I already have 6 BICONE beads, so I don't need to add any more BICONE beads. I am exiting around 11, the 6th one. I bead up, instead of picking up 1 more BICONE bead, I bead up through the BICONE bead, which is also part of the first wall. I pick up my 6th, my last fire polished bead. I bead down through the BICONE bead from the 5th wall, and then through the round 11 that I was exiting before this step. So this is how it looks like at the moment. Please let me know, ladies, if this was okay. I know that this stitch can be tricky, so please let me know if you are doing all right. I'm sipping some coffee in the meanwhile. It seems that there are no questions, so I will progress to the next page of the instructions. Thank you, Faye. I am, ladies, able to show you and explain you the step that I am doing at the moment. And please note that I am not able to go back showing you previous steps, as I would need to take apart what I have done, and because of time limits, it is not possible. So please, if you think that you will have questions, then please try to ask the questions when I am doing that particular step. Nicolene, I'm sorry, but I can't zoom in. I'm very, like, this camera does not zoom that I am using at the moment, and I can't lower the camera arm. I'm sorry about that. Ah, okay, so I can pick it up, of course, but I can't lower my camera. This is how it looks like. It's like a little hat. And Nancy is asking, using these beads will not prevent me from doing other future projects in Magic Garden. Nancy, I know that you were curious about it. That's a very hard calculation to make, and I would be afraid to say yes at the moment. For what's sure, that you need also the rhinestones. I'm really sorry, but I can't say like yes or no. But how I calculated the box, that for sure you have enough for the 2 tutorials that come with the box. So in this case, the Magic Garden bracelet, and then the Primavera earrings, and all the rest. Those are additional projects. So that depends on what you have used already, or if you want to add something from your own stash. The extras don't necessarily fit. Most of it should, but maybe not everything. And let's progress. I will bead up now. Okay, I'm glad if I helped a bit. Those 2 projects are for sure included, and the rest is, yeah, additional. So I bead up. Sorry. Before beading up, I need to add round 15 seed beads between the round 11 seed beads at the very bottom row. So I pick up around 15 and then I bead through around 11. And that's how I bead all around in step 4, adding round 15s between the round 11s. And hi, Jonah, and hi, Stan. So I'm adding the last round 15 seed bead, and then I bead through the next round 11,
I bead through a BICONE bead that is the wall of the little structure, and then I bead through all of the fire polished beads that are on the top edge of my beaded bead to be. And Sam says, sorry, I am late. I had to chase down my ducks. Yay! What kind of ducks do you have? Like the classic white ones or some exotic type? That's so nice. And Joanna, I can see your name indeed. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend too. So I beaded all around the 3mm fire polished beads. I hope you can see it well. And then I continue with another level of my little building. So I pick up a fire polished bead, a 3mm fire polished bead. In my case, it will be my second color. I pick up a 4mm BICONE bead for the top of my level and another 3mm fire polished bead. I bead through the 3mm fire polished bead that I am exiting here, and also through the next one, which is after my exit point. So I bead through the fire polished bead, which is before, and also through the fire polished bead, which is after my exit point. And then I continue all around as before, that now I pick up a 3mm fire polished bead for the wall, I pick up a 4mm BICONE for the ceiling, and then, just as in the previous step, I bead through the fire polished bead that I added already, and then through two of the floor beads, one before and one after my exit point. And Shirley says, I love prismatic right angle weave. I usually stitch it in seed beads. So thrilled to see how pretty it is in crystals. Yeah, like row and pro and curl can be done in so many different bead shapes and sizes. So we can also build delicate ropes of crow using, for example, size 11 seed beads. But as you can see, we can even use several different sizes and shapes for one design and make it big. And Sun says, I have two backing, which are white, and some mollards. The female mollards have purple stripes in their wings. They must be pretty. And hi, Eleanor. Perla says, I have done a prismatic right angle weave with seed beads 11. I am adding my fifth row, and then I'm closing this level by adding only the BICONE bead at the top. In step 6. How are you doing, ladies? And Nancy, could you find all the colors and all the shapes that you need today? I hope so, and I hope that everyone is doing all right with the little structure. As I'm waiting for your questions and also your confirmation if you are doing okay, I am putting on screen steps, yeah, 7, 8, 9. And first, I need to add size 15 seed beads between the 3mm fire polished beads that are between the first and the second level. So that was my first color. That is the sealing bead of the floor that consists from round 11s, bicones, and fire polished bead. And at the same time, it's the floor bead of my second story, second level, second floor, which consists of 2 colors of 3mm fire polished beads as the floor and the walls, and the 4mm bicones as the ceiling. So I am adding 6 pieces of round 15 seed beads. This actually also makes the whole structure more stable and stronger. So even if I'm using a pretty thin thread, size 12 FIRELINE, then by beading around one more time and adding some seed beads in between, I make the whole structure stronger. Then, as part of the same step, step 7, I bead up through a 3mm fire polished bead. I turn to a bicone bead, and now I connect all the 4mm bicone beads on the top edge of my structure. So I pull them closer to each other, and that gives more stability to the whole thing. And Cheryl says, I carried on when the broadcast stopped, so I am waiting at step 14. You're doing well, Cheryl. I love your colors so much that you showed in the Beading School Club. They are fit for a perfect autumn mood. And Jessica is asking, I don't get where the seed bead goes. So it goes in between this fire polished bead, which I have on the picture with this strong pink color. So those were added still to the first floor, first level of my structure. But then I built the second level that consists of 2 colors of fire polished bead and bicone beads as the ceiling. So these fire polished beads that we use now to add the seed beads in between, they are exactly between the 2 levels that we have beaded so far. So this, where my needle is going through. My needle is going through a seed bead, a fire polished bead, and another seed bead. Jessica, does this help? Is it okay? And hi, Lisa. Okay. Okay, Nancy has options. I know it's awful to run out. I ran out of actually my first color of fire polished beads. So I'm using now a second one, which is very similar, but not the same. It's a bit frustrating, but I know that I would never be able to get back and bead 2 more beads like this. So I will go with I will go with something similar. So I'm progressing now in step 8 by adding more 4mm BICONE beads. Now we are exactly at the half of our beaded bead, where all the parts of the little square, they consist of 4mm BICONE beads. So after exiting a 4mm BICONE bead, I picked up 3 more BICONE beads, and then I went through the BICONE beads that I was exiting in the base row and through the next one too. And now I pick up 2 more BICONE beads, 4mm ones. I bead through the very first one that I picked up in step 8. I bead through the BICONE in the base row before my exit point and also the one after my exit point. And when I pull the thread, then I already have 2 rows beaded. Brit Marie says that it's maybe too difficult. Do you have experience? And also question to Jessica. Do you have experience with right angle weave and cubic right angle weave? Because as the first step from these stitches, I think it's great to start with right angle weave to learn how the 2D structure is made. And then it's nice to upgrade to cubic right angle weave to bead little cubes. And then the next step, prismatic right angle weave, where instead of cubes, we are building different shapes, different 3D shapes. Indeed, it is a challenging project, I have to say. And I would like to apologize if I did not explain it maybe in the best way. I have to confess that this week was a bit more demanding than I expected. And on top of that, the computer problems today. So I hope that I can explain it to you so you can follow. Okay, Jessica and Brit Marie say that they know Crow, but this is the first time with Pro. In the meanwhile, so think about it as exactly the same, but for the floor and for the ceiling, you use more beads than 4. Instead of 4, you use 6. 6 at the bottom, 6 at the top, and 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 for the sides. And bye, Claire. Thanks for checking in and have a nice weekend. And thank you, ladies. And Kay is asking if the video will be available later. Indeed, it will be. All the videos, they are available later here on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel at the Beadingschool YouTube channel. So don't worry. And now, in step 10, until now, I was making my beaded bead with larger beads, and now I will continue, I will start decreasing while, sorry, I will put on some light. So while the number of the beads stays the same, but I will use again smaller beads, and that will make my beaded bead smaller. So I'm exiting a 4mm BICONE bead at the very top of my structure. That will be my floor bead. And now I pick up 3 pieces of 3mm fire polished beads. I bead through the BICONE before my exit point and also through the BICONE after my exit point. And after building the first wall, consisting of 4 beads, I am adding only 2 beads to complete the next wall, as this next wall is joined to an already existing one. And Natalie says, I often get lost with Crow, but this Pro somehow seems clearer. That's so funny, Natalie. But I'm really glad that you can follow it. And as Susie says, Susie is my helper with all kinds of creative stuff. So she's also a member of the Beadingschool team, and she says she will upload the video on our YouTube channel on Monday. So until Monday, you can come back on Facebook, and from Monday to watch it, and from Monday, it will also be available on YouTube. And in step 11, I am finishing the last wall of this level by adding only 1 fire polished bead, 3mm fire polished bead, at the very top of this little structure. And bye, Berla. And I'm glad, Nicole, that you can follow it so easily. I'm very happy to hear that. And by the way, ladies, have you read Susie's newest articles? She wrote lots of articles for us during the previous weeks. So, for example, she wrote an article about her beading school journey to Jablonec in the Czech Republic, where all the glass beads from the Czech Republic are made. So you can read about Susie's adventures in the Czech Republic and in the bead factories. And she also wrote you an article featuring your beautiful jewels made by following the SETI design. And Daniela was her cover girl, so congrats to Daniela. And now that I have added the last fire polished bead, then still in step 11, I bead all around the fire polished beads at the very top of the structure to connect them to each other. Thank you for the link, Susie. And Faye says, such a good blog on the trip. How exciting. I think, like, Susie, truly, that was one of the nicest blogs that you have written. I think, like, as I have read it, then I got so emotional. It was really beautiful to read about it. And in step 12, I am starting to add the last level of my beaded bead. So again, I'm back to 3mm PRECIOSA BICONE beads and round 11 seed beads. So after exiting a fire polished bead at the very top, this one that I am showing you with my needle, I pick up a 3mm BICONE, a round 11 seed bead, and another 3mm BICONE, and I go through the fire polished bead that I was just exiting, and also through the one that is after the exit point. And Janine says, I have to go now, but I am very proud of myself. I have raised ahead to step 14, all due to following Erika's row, crow, and pro. I hope you have a good weekend. Janine, I'm so happy to read that you are proud of yourself and that you are doing so well with the instructions. And I can't wait to see your beaded bead, and have a beautiful weekend. And in step 12, I'm also adding more walls of my beaded bead. Now again, I pick up only 2 beads, a BICONE and around 11, and I join them to the wall that I have built already. Vanya says that she had a mishap with the FIRELINE, and the BICONE's cut her FIRELINE. That's so annoying when it happens. I'm sorry about that, Vanya. And Britt Marie says, imagine if all of us in this group could meet up for a beading event. I really hope, Britt Marie, that it will happen one day. I really, really hope. As you know, my big sister, Yvette, is also part of the beading school team taking care of you. And she's the one answering your messages if you write to info@beadingschool.com. And also she's the boss of the treasury. And she originally is actually, she was working in traveling. And I also have a background in traveling too, not only because I love to travel, but I used to work as a tour guide for 2 years in Amsterdam. And I love sharing my special places with other people. And it would be a dream come true to go somewhere together with you and explore a place with the eyes of beaders. And tell me, ladies, where would you love to go together? I have actually for quite some time. I'm adding now, by the way, the last round 11. And then I'm beading all around, through all the round 11 seed beads at the very top. So I have some ideas where we could go together, but I would be really curious to hear, where would you like to go together? I'm joining the round 11s now. Vanya would like to go to the Czech Republic, of course. Only Jablonec, where the crystals are, or also would you like to see something else from the Czech Republic? And now, in step 14, I will be adding round 15. First, I will be adding round 15 seed beads between the round 11s at the very top. Faye would also go to the Czech Republic. Sarah says that she would like to go to Jablonec and Prague. Nicole would like to probably go to a bead shop or a museum with jewelry. That's a nice idea. Oh, Cheryl would like to go to the treasury. Then we would need to do a Czechoslovakian field trip, as both the treasury, where your pretty packages are being packed, and both the beading school laboratory, where our Andrea and Timea sit, who take care of like beads that are coming to us in the big packages, and they take care of them, dividing them into small packages or to your beautiful boxes. And the treasuries where they travel from. So they arrive from the lab to the treasury already prepared into little bags. So both the treasury and the lab, they are in Slovakia. So in that case, we would need to do a Czechoslovakian tour. Oh, Sharon says, that would be so much fun if everyone could meet somewhere on a bead cruise. Corinne says, with empty suitcases on the way there, of course, with lots of empty suitcases. And now, after adding the last round 15 seed bead, I bead down through a BICONE, and then I bead through a fire polished bead. And now I am adding round 15 seed beads between these fire polished beads, the ones that are between the last and the penultimate level of my beaded bead. And Aniko says, I would go anywhere, place is secondary. You're so sweet. So actually, it seems that next week we will have some, okay, so many things are happening at Beading School that I always say, like, I will have some big news and big announcements for you. And next week, besides having Helena Tongli on Coffee Time with Erika, what is also like super big news, as she's one of the best beadwork designers in the whole world. Well, besides having Helena, I will also have some other exciting things coming for you. And I don't know if you have noticed, but I posted a question in the club and in the Beading School Facebook page. And also I posted a question on my private profile that we would like to prepare well for the interview with Helena. So you can tell me in comments that what would you like to ask Helena during the interview, so we can get ready for your questions. We will collect the comments, your comments on Monday, so you have time during the weekend to ask questions from Helena. And Susie also says that it would be amazing if we all can meet up at live. And Cheryl says, I would be easily kidnapped for beads. And Shirley says, I have never been overseas, so anywhere would be great, as long as I can see beads. Beads would be the starting point. If you come with us, then beads will be the starting point. And Natalie says, this would motivate me to renew my passport. Natalie, it would be wonderful if you could join us too. And okay, like, Susie knows it, but something is at the back of my mind that if I should share it today or if I should share it next week, because I'm just too excited. And I really need to restrict myself of like just spitting it all out. Oh, wish me strength. Or you don't want to be me to be strong because you want the news. My dear Sarah, you are never behind. Exactly how it is comfortable for you, how fast you want to bead the designs, how many designs you want to bead. That's the perfect pace. You are never, never, never behind and never too late. Shirley says, feel it. Okay, so those of you who are here with me. Okay, today I reserved accommodation and we are going back to Jablonec again to continue working for some big adventures for you. Not organizing a trip yet, but everything connects together. So these are also kind of preparations. These are preparations for future adventures together. So I have just booked accommodation in Jablonec, and we are going with Adam and Andrea, the three of us, to Jablonec for a couple of days. And yeah, it's very, very, very exciting. And in the meanwhile, okay, I try to progress with the tutorial. So also, Susie says, Erika is very good in keeping secrets, so her exploding now is very special. Enjoy. Indeed, usually I'm holding myself, but this is too big, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy about it that I couldn't hide it. Corinne asks, with a semi-trailer? You know, like, bead shopping in Jablonec, that's one thing. But and of course, that will happen. Bead shopping will happen. For you too, of course. For every one of you. But we want to prepare. I won't tell anything more, but we want to prepare some more stuff, not only shopping, but adventures and experiences and everything, and big new things happening. So that's it. And no more questions. I'm not answering. So back to the dragonfly's body. I am exiting. I am exiting a BICONE bead in the very middle of the dragonfly's body, the one that I am pushing my needles through at the moment. And I am adding now the rhinestones. So I pick up around 15 seed bead, I pick up a 𝐶1 rhinestone, and I pick up another round 15 seed bead. And then I bead in the next bead in the very middle of the beaded bead in a way that the round 15 and the 𝐶1 and the another round 15, they lay nicely diagonally through this little square made up from the 4 BICONE beads. And then I go all around like this, always picking up round 15. So 1 rhinestone, round 15, and always beading. So a BICONE in the middle. And in a way that the new group of beads lay nicely in a diagonal. And Corinne says, Erika, I can't travel until July, so take that in consideration, please. Of course, Corinne, and I hope you are okay. I hope you are okay. And certainly no traveling before July. We need more time to prepare something that special for you. First, something else might come. Let's see. And Susie says, there was a moment when I said, Erika needs to see this and decide at live. There are some things you need to see in person. No picture or video can sparkle so much creativity at once. My head was exploding, so just imagine Erika being there. I'm already exploding, even like thinking about this and about all the possibilities and all the experiences and adventures. So yeah, this is a very emotional and dramatic step to take to go there again. And bye, Brit Marie. Oh no, and Cheryl ran out of thread at step 17. That's annoying. So, ladies, I hope that you can still follow the instructions, even if I'm here like, oh, going crazy with like just imagining going there. So, I hope that I hope that you are still beading and still following instructions, and I will see lots of beautiful dragonfly bodies after the weekend. Cheryl, I will not answer any more questions. And no, it does not mean that my answer is a yes. I will not say if it's a yes or no. And okay, I got so distracted that I forgot to add seed beads on the other side of the suwon rhinestones. So I'm just beading back and adding two more round 15s. The stitch is the same, but instead of picking up a new rhinestone, I'm beading through the open hole of the rhinestone that I have added already. Okay, see Corinna sensor. Okay, if your health is okay, then that's the important. I got a bit worried. So please, ladies, let me know how you are doing with the dragonfly's body. And I don't know yet about your plans or colors. That what are you using and what do you want to make from the beaded bead? And please tell me if you are doing well, if you are doing okay with the beaded bead. Beaded beads are not easy. So this is again a challenging piece for you. After autumn, another challenging piece. But I hope that you will feel it very rewarding once you tie the knots, once you secure your thread. Then I hope that you will feel that even if maybe you had to battle with it a little bit, that it was worth it. And okay, Jessica says that the second part went well. I'm very happy to hear that, Jessica. And Shirley says, my colors have become a Mardi Gras style, lovely purples and yellows. Interesting. And Nicolene is putting on her first rhinestone, green, pink, and bronze. That sounds really good. And Faye says, I will make mine over the weekend during the daytime. I'm loving making glitter souls. Your last one with the palanquin beaded bead is so nice. You said that it was challenging to photograph it, but still, I think we can see the beauty of it. So, and now, last part, I already have the rhinestones and around 15 seed beads around the whole beaded bead. And to add a bit more decoration, I bead first through around 15 rhinestone and round 15, and then I pick up a MIYUKI DELICA, I pick up around 11 and another MIYUKI DELICA, and I bead through around 15 a rhinestone and around 15 from the neighboring group of beads. So when I pull my thread, then the 3 new beads, they will form a little V, well, V if I'm looking at it this way. So we need to add these little V's between the rhinestones and round 15s all around. And again, this is a step that if you have good thread tension, then it will also make the whole beaded bead more sturdier and stronger, so it can withstand more. And this stitch is super versatile, so by only changing the sizes and the shapes, you can also construct very different looking beaded beads. So as you saw on the small dragonfly's body beaded bead that I actually glued to my dragonfly charm, there I did the same as now, just starting with the same number of seed beads, 6, but then I added only 3mm bicones and 3mm fire polished beads in the very middle row. And then immediately I started to decrease. So then it just became a little cute beaded bead that was done very, very fast. But with struggling through this big one, or I don't know if you've struggled, I hope not, but but by working through this big one, you learned a lot, and this will for sure open up many, many possibilities for you to create your own little structures. It's also nice for leftovers. As for one row, you need only 6 beads. If like so if you have only 6 from something, then you can put it in the very middle. If you have 12, then you can use that color and size for 6 and 6 on the 2 sides of the beaded bead. So think about this possibility when you are thinking about using up some leftovers. And 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐂 is using matte and shiny black. I'm curious. After your super colorful pieces, then Sharon says, I have to concentrate on this. Some more beadwork to do this weekend. That's always nice. And Lutka says she has to frog a little bit. She has somewhere 7 fire polished beads instead of 6. And Belinda says, doing well and just completed the last step. Not sure what it will be. The pattern was easy to follow. Thanks, Erika. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, Belinda. Have a beautiful weekend and show us your beaded bead. 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄. Oh, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄 says, hello, Erika. I have mixed up the time. I will start from beginning later. Now I am just watching. Dear 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄, I'm so sorry. We have, by the way, ladies, I am now adding these same decorations from DELICA, round 11 DELICA on the opposite sides too. And that's the very last step. But I wanted to say that we have daylight changing hours here in Europe. And I know that you also have it in the States, but I have a feeling that we don't have it at the same time. So please make sure to check the Facebook events that I am creating for No One Has to Bead Alone and for Coffee Time with Erika, because Facebook will automatically calculate the time zone correctly for you, taking into account if there is a difference between your time and my time. So please make sure to double check the times these weeks, because daylight saving changes are happening all over the world. And oh, Deb was also having a bit too many beads. And Cheryl said, I love mine even more. Now I'm finished. Wonderful. Nicolene is doing fine. Kathy says, okay, down 1 class and the administration for this test. Now up to my parents to chat a bit. Have a nice rest of the day, evening. You too, Kathy. They already had a time change here. Facebook friend is saying hi. Natalie says that in November it's the 7th, that in the States it's the 7th of November. We definitely have it sooner in Europe. I think it will be around the 20th of October. So there is, like, I think 2 weeks difference between us when we change the time. So watch out for that, ladies. And one more important thing before we finish, 2 more important things. Next week, Tuesday, Coffee Time with Erika and Helena will start 2 hours earlier than usually. So instead of 5 p.m. Central European time, we will start already at 3 p.m. Central European time. So Helena doesn't have to stay up until 11 o'clock in the evening as she lives in Singapore. So yeah, because of the time zone differences, we will start early next Tuesday. And one more important thing to know, that if you have run out of some of your Magic Garden and Art Nouveau inspired components, then this week we are having a 10 to 15% sale for everything that is connected to the Magic Garden team. And those of you who visit the site automatically have 10% of the whole Magic Garden collection. And those of you who are Beading School Academy students and would like to top up your Magic Garden beads and components with new colors, with more variety, we actually got the storm duos and the round drop duos that are included in the Primavera motif that I am drawing for you for Monday. So we got like lots and lots of colors, and you have 10 plus 5% discount. So casual beading visitors have 10%, Beading School Academy students have 15% of the whole Magic Garden category. So this is a good time to look around if you would like to work with these shapes and work with these colors. And Shirley, thanks for answering Lisa's question. Indeed, we were making a beaded bead today. We have this class every week with a different topic. So Corinne needs 2 more dragonflies. We ran out of dragonflies, but more dragonflies are on their way. I don't know exactly when will they come, but there will be more dragonflies still flying to us. For now, they are gone, unfortunately. And I had also, I will say goodbye to you with some very beautiful photos that I wanted to show you. I'm so happy to see also jewels created from the Magic Garden box, but not following the patterns that I designed or Susie designed, but your own designs. So please say a big congrats and big applause for Sandra, who beaded this beautiful pendant from the Magic Garden box with the art cabochon. Then here we have Daniela, her first piece that she designed instead of following a tutorial. And that's a huge milestone. Big congrats. And also she used the fairy dust art cabochon from the box. And then actually I have here, this is from Gina of Orchid and Opal. And today she published the tutorial for this beauty on her YouTube channel. So if you would like to use your beads like this, then this is from Gina and you can find the tutorial, the video tutorial on the Orchid and Opal YouTube channel. And I have something super beautiful for you. There won't be a tutorial for this, but I think I will just stay here and look at this. This is made by Ruxandra Puskás, one of my favorite designers. If you don't know her work yet, then we recently had an interview and then later a feature of her work at the Beadingschool blog, also written by Susie. And Ruxandra also received a Magic Garden box from us, and she beaded this beautiful one-of-a-kind necklace. And it's absolutely beautiful, and I will stay here all evening and look at Rux's design. And if someone is still hesitating about joining Beading School Academy, then we are down to the very last 6 Magic Garden boxes. Afterward, you will be able to sign up for the November, December. We have a bi-monthly team. You will be able to sign up for the November, December team, but not anymore for Magic Garden. So if you like this style that I am showing you this week's, and if you like the style of these beautiful jewels that I have just put on screen, then please navigate to Beading School Academy and don't hesitate more, because soon the boxes will be gone. And yeah, thank you so much for today, ladies. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for the patience with the technical problems. And thank you for working through such a complicated tutorial. And yeah, I still see questions. Sun is asking, when will November Fuchsia open up? Sun, it's either when all the boxes now are gone, or the latest on the 20th of October. So if you are interested at a Fuchsia level box, then please send an email to info@beadingschool.com and we will let you know, so you can upgrade or you can sign up. That's the best thing, or put yourself on the waiting list. So thank you very much, ladies. Wishing you a beautiful weekend and lots of creative ideas, and see you on Monday. And I'm curious to see your dragonfly bodies. Bye bye.